All right. And we are live and back. Hey, glad you're here with us today. It is just about 10:30 a.m. on April 30th. My 32nd wedding anniversary. Love it. And I've been blessed with a wonderful wife. So real excited just to be able to share that. But we are here. We're going to go through all kinds of fun stuff here. And Mike, I can see that you just pulled up some of the news. And by the way, folks, the stuff we're going to share with you, it's just us documenting our journey. We are not making financial advice. We're not giving any advice. We're not making recommendations. This is our journey to turn $250 into $1 million. This is our quest in Forex. So, Mike, what you got there?
All right, so just showing again news for today. This is where we start. We always talk about this, but you have an orange folder right here. It's pretty much neutral, so we'll move on. Again, yellow folder, so paying attention. This is good. This is slightly bad, but this is neutral. I mean, this is pretty much neutral, to be honest, on that. But let's focus on the red folders, and we're focusing on, yes, there's GBP, but I want to be focused on the euro and the US dollar, okay, because that's what we're focusing on here for the most part. So the euro, main refinancing rate pretty much stayed still. Okay, stay right where we want it. They just let you know there was a policy statement. Dollar, okay, slightly down right here for the advanced GDP quarter by quarter, quarter over quarter. The price index pretty much stayed exactly where we want it to be. It hit forecast. Employment cost index is up, so that's good for the dollar. Advanced GDP price index, orange folder, down, but again, slightly down. It was 3.7. It was forecasted at 3.8. It came in at 3.6. This one's a little odd. Donnie was talking about this morning, where we see that the unemployment claims actually are down. So that's good for the dollar. And we were talking earlier about this morning is that's a sign that a lot of people are also settling right now for lower paying jobs just to get back in the workforce because they need to be making money. So people are accepting lower paying wages, and a bunch of examples were given about people who are scientists and stuff in local to Donnie in certain areas that are accepting jobs for $24, $25 an hour right now because they just need to get money coming in because the cost of living is so high. He's like, so very interesting stat, but it is what it is. Personal income, again, yellow folder. I'm not going to really focus on them, but it's slightly good and neutral. We scroll down here. Again, yellow folders. So again, not paying major attention in natural gas storage, 79 billion. That's good. I mean, again, these are yellow folders. So bottom line is we just wanted to flip through that. If we then run over quick, take a quick check at FinViz, what do we see here? And stocks best month since 2020 on strong economy. Okay, so that's one thing we see. And again, whether you agree or disagree with it, it doesn't matter. This is what the markets are showing. These are the results that it's giving. And this is the way it is from a market perspective. So I've heard a few people say that, well, I'm like, I just don't care. I mean, to a point, like we got to just deal with what we're seeing and work within that, because that's what's going to influence our decisions more than anything else. I am not speculating. I am literally trading Forex based on the numbers and results that I see. So go through here.
No emotion, just facts. Just
zero
numbers.
Emotion. Zero emotion.
There we go.
The only emotion I want to feel is looking back and being really excited that I just killed it on a trade. That's the only emotion I want to have on this.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, and again, too, like I said to you earlier, like I lost on one this morning or yesterday, and it stunk, and I just barely lost. It hit my stop loss, and if I had moved my stop loss back a little, just slightly back, like $1.50, I would have had a big win, like a $350 win. But that also would have been against the structure and against the way I set it up. So no, I'm not going to do that. I just once in a while that happens, and that's fine. One other thing I just wanted to briefly touch on, though, is Donnie had mentioned this yesterday, and I'm not sure if you've seen this. Trading Economics. It's another site that he uses a lot, and I just wanted to bring it up. And here's an example of, if I run it right now, really quick. So it just provides a blurb right here of some things that are going on. Just some good information here. You can click on markets. See, it's a similar setup. And again, go to news. So again, this is just all I'm showing is this is just another site that I know Donnie really likes and that he says he uses. So just figure I'd share it. So if we go over to Euro USD, since about 2 this morning, it's been on a run for the most part. It went right up to the supply zone, by the way, not coincidental. Went right up to the supply zone, he touched it and turned around. And then this went through and came up to this resistance line up here and then came back down. And then it came down right to the bottom of the demand zone and then shot back up. So this is something that I'm watching right now. I was in on this earlier and profited this morning, but I'm not actively in it right now. I'm more observing. It's too close to where I think it's probably going to hit this and turn around again, unless it pushes through the 200. Pushes through the 200, then I got to start looking for additional structure up above. But there's a bunch of resistance right here, as you can see. So you have back wall, front wall, 200, and the 200 is right on a resistance line, and then we have another front wall, back wall, and a supply zone. So a lot of resistance there.
Definitely on your side.
What's
though.
up?
I said the RSI is definitely on your side as far as it goes.
RSI is big time on my side. It's going straight up. Yeah, and it's above the 50, and it's above Jerome.
Yep.
You know what I've been liking a lot more recently is the 2 hour. Not really so much on Euro USD, but on gold. And I'll get to that in a minute. But on the 4 hour right here, again, I'm just going to zoom down a little bit. Again, another great run right here. Same thing we were talking about earlier. It's about 1 in the morning here. This has just been shooting up. Okay, so this was a demand zone. It flipped down to a supply zone. It became a demand. So this one right here needs to be changed from a 4 hour demand zone to a 4 hour demand zone flip 2. And now you click supply zone. That was wrong. And again, I told you I do the flip 2 so I can just easily track and get rid of it when it's done.
Yep.
Okay, we have this demand zone here, supply zone. This is an active candle. So this one is still a supply. This one is a demand zone. Nope, this one is a supply zone where it closed right here. So demand zone, supply zone flipped 1. That's holding. And we still have 2 hours, 23 minutes left on this candle. So nothing else new here. This holds as is. So that's our structure. Now, again, here, let's look at this. Again, on the 4 hour, what do we have? RSI pointing up, RSI above the 50, RSI above 200.
Yes.
So that's an indication for me of it's probably going to run higher. I'm actually going to use that information to jump in on that because I like all the evidence. And I will take that a little higher. I'll see what it does. I want to see what it does right around here. But I love the RSI on both of them, and I love the movement, especially on the 4 hour where it's pretty consistent. And I like the 66 up here. So I like trying to see, is it possible to get this to push all the way to the 66? And if we look at where it was just not too long ago, let's go here. So this is on Monday. I mean, we're right here on Monday. So I'd like to see it try to push to around that 66 to this front wall and see what it does right around here.
Yeah. And that 66 is up there, but it's funny because everything else is below. So right now, if you think about, because we had a cross, you're on the 4 hour right now. So we had a cross a couple of days ago. And but right now you got the 200 a ways down.
Yep. And we had a bullish divergence down here too.
Yeah.
So one other thing to notice. All right. So I'm going to go over briefly, as again, we just talk about it very briefly and not trading it right now, but oil 106. Okay. So it's up. Okay. And what do we have here? E3 cross.
Yeah.
No, we don't. It's not the ideal one. It is a cross, but once this cross is here, that will be a full E3 cross right there, an ideal one. That looks like that's not till Monday, but we'll see what it does.
That would indicate going up. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either. But that's just based on the forecast, based on what it's currently doing. This line isn't speculative in any way. This line literally takes numbers and just extends it based on the existing numbers that are out there. So this is taking all the data.
Predictive lines, the dotted lines, correct?
Yes. Yep. The dotted lines. So these lines are real and factual and are showing what it is, the thick lines. And then these predictive lines say, if things keep on going as is, and they adjust on the fly based on what the market's doing. So if everything stays as is right now, that's the way it would be. No, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to stay either. But just thought I'd bring that up because that's in a lot of people's conversations right now.
Oh, And it wouldn't surprise me because I'm thinking we are going to hit again in Iran, and which is going to shoot oil up higher. But I think that's going to be the last time. I think it's going to come down after that because there's going to be something that's going to result from it. Just my gut, all right, and what I'm seeing out there.
Yep. On gold, what we're doing, I'm going to go down on the 1 hour first.
Yeah.
So we have, I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit more. So when we were on a call, there's a lot of good information that came out of it today and stuff that was being shared with regards to what we were looking for. I'm up like short, like $20, just under $20 on gold today. But bottom line is I was waiting for it to come back to here. I was waiting for it to hit right around like 4,600, 4,605. And right now that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for it to come back to the 50 or the back wall. Okay. I also am looking to see is it going to bounce off the 66, but this is where I'm looking to get in here between these two. And Donnie was saying that he's looking to get in between 4,600 and 4,605. He said 4,600, 4,602, 4,605. That's the entry that he's looking at, and that's his trade of the day. He said on gold. He said if it gets down to there, then look for it to push. He thinks gold is going up.
All right.
The number said, yep. He said gold continue to push up, and he said looking to trade the 4 hour on gold. And that's where he said looking for it to get down to about 4,600. Now, with that being said, I have the 1 hour structure right here that I'm using for that entry. So I'm going to trade the 4 hour, but I'm going to use the 1 hour for the entry on it. And again, we have this solid supply zone right here. It was a supply zone. And then right now, supply zone right here.
That zone has not been tested though.
Nope. But there's also the 10. So that's what I took earlier. I took the buy off the 10. And that's what we did on the call this morning.
Yeah.
I waited for it to come back. It hit the 10. I took the buy, took it up. And then I got out around here, and then it fell right back. So me deciding to get out was good. It did spike up really quick a few minutes later, but it was like a split second. So
and that happens with gold.
Yeah, but I got out at the right time. So this right here, again, this is just on my markup. I wanted to fix this supply zone, right? Because this is we're going down, okay?
Yeah.
And then we start going back up, and it closed above. So this changes it from a supply zone flipped one to a demand zone flipped one.
That's correct.
And again, that's that flipped one, again, my terminology, not formal in any way, shape, or form. So that's 1 hour demand zone flipped one. There we go. Okay. This is holding very solid, this back wall.
I can see.
Yeah. So that's what I'd be looking for it to do. I'm looking for it to get down here and then push up. Donnie said could be up as high as like he said like 160 to 600 pips. I think he said 160 is what he thought. Did I write that down? I didn't. Yeah, he said this could be a big one for a lot of people. He's like, so also, by the way, so this is what I was going to say to you earlier. All right. So I missed this sell right here. And a little frustrated with myself for missing the sell. But when I went to go jump in, immediately it pulled back. And I was like, no, we're just going to sit here. If you go to the 2 hour, though, that it was a lot more consistent. And I could have got in right here. But I didn't want to FOMO the trade because we were way past TP1. And because if we go back to the 1 hour, it was turning around right here at that 46.30. I go back to the 46.30, which is where I was debating whether to get in or not. It's like right here. And I was looking for a little bit of a pullback, and I never pulled back within $1, but it never went far. If I had got in right there, which is what I should have done, because I trusted this 2 hour arrow. And look at the 2 hour arrows. This is what I take a look at. You know, on the Einstein, Donnie also said he likes 1 hour gold Einstein right now. He repeated that multiple times. He likes the 1 hour gold Einstein.
Okay.
Again, got to make sure you have the account and the space to support it. But he did say that he does like the 1 hour gold Einstein. I personally really like the 2 hour gold Einstein. I like the 1 hour gold Einstein, but I really like the 2 hour gold Einstein. And if you look at it right here, here's why. You look at this trend right here. This one right here, this one hit, I believe it hit TP2, just barely touched TP2 and then fell out. Okay. Then we fell off the table and then it called it again and that hit again. That's still.
Oh, yeah.
And then it called here and this hit TP2. This one hit TP3. This one hit TP2. So this one right here, I think hit TP2 right here.
That's funny.
And that's it. Yep.
I literally don't have a 2 hour gold alert on Einstein right now.
I don't either. I don't either because I don't ever use it until this week. Donnie was doing it on Monday. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to observe it. And then I observed it and I'm like, every trade is hitting TP2 almost, it seems like.
Wow.
Now, again, too, I haven't gone back and vetted every one, but when I gave the quick looks at it, I'm like, okay, looks like every one is hitting TP2 or coming very close to hitting TP. This one might not have quite. Actually, I think it probably did, but it's close. But that one definitely did. The other ones I looked at did. That one definitely did. So I'm like, I'm going back to, that's April 17th. I'm going back 2 weeks. And let's say I missed one, 6 out of 7 hit TP2. I'm good with those numbers.
Yeah. Well, I am adding that as we speak.
Yep. And I did not take this trade. So I'm just going to repeat this. I am kicking myself, not emotional about it, but I'm really frustrated with myself because I knew better and I just didn't push the button because I was looking over here. The problem was the chart that I was focused on listening to was over here. So yes, I can use that for reference, but I shouldn't have allowed this chart to change my decision because I was focusing on this.
Yeah.
And I didn't trust Einstein on this 100% just because I haven't done it, which is a poor excuse.
So
because I've done it on everything else.
Like I just put in that 2 hour.
Yep.
On Einstein, and what do I get? I get the Einstein call because Einstein called it as you have on yours. I didn't have it on my screen because I wasn't following a 2 hour, but there it is. So if it jumps back, if it retracts enough, it might be worth going for.
Yep. And here's how I'll create that really quick. So I'll do plus price Einstein, any function call, same as chart.
Yep.
And let me see right here. May 30th, that's fine. I wish I could do it longer, but that's fine. All right, so I just like to add in front of this gold 2 hour. I like to make it really simple for me to see that.
I like that. Okay. Yeah, because I don't do that. Let me I'm going to go into that alert and edit that because that's a great idea. Little things you learn. Let me show you something else I learned.
Yeah.
So you're on the gold chart right now. On the top left, oh wait, we just got a gold sell on. Oh, that's a 2 hour. That's just re-saying it. But right next to where it says gold, just to the right of your picture there, there's a diamond. Click on that diamond. Right up above where you are. Like, nope.
Oh, this one.
There you go.
Yep.
And now you can go to technicals.
Wow.
All right, which is pretty interesting. And you can go by, that's on the day. So if you could change it to say the 2 hour, because that's what we're on, or the 4 hour or something. I was playing around with that, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then if you hit that same piece again.
Yep.
Now you got your seasonals and you got news. So seasonals, I didn't quite understand. I'll tell you that. I looked at that and I'm saying, okay, I'm not sure exactly. I can see the years. Is that just where it was for those years? I think that's what it was, because that's what it looks like on the right-hand side too.
Yes. What are the different colors? So this is Interesting.
Actually, it's
Okay.
just tracking gold. That's historical for the past 5 years.
Oh, there we go. I like this view even
Yeah,
better.
I like Christmas.
Yeah. But therefore, you can see month over month. So if you want to say, okay, how is gold done seasonally in May? Okay,
Yeah,
slight increase the past couple years. You had the big increase in January. That's 20% increase between January and February.
yeah.
And then, oh, interesting. I
Obviously,
like it.
a loss with the war,
Yep.
but yeah, when you go to news, it's just headlines for the most part. Like you can get to other stuff, but that's specific to the gold market. So what we're
Yep.
looking at right now. So it's just
And you
another
can,
place for news.
yep. And you see that too, by the way. I didn't see that. Technicals is if you can click on that or you can just click back to chart.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
discovered it yesterday as I was playing around. I'm like, I got to share this one with Mike.
Yeah. No, the trading view is the ability. Like, I say it like this. Like, I think I probably know about 25% of what it can do.
It's amazing how much stuff is in this.
Yep.
You've got to have a huge team building this thing out.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So
we're
I have
watching.
I have alerts set up at the front wall and the back wall.
Yeah.
I don't have an alert set up in the middle because once it hits the front wall, I'm going to watch it. That's kind of my indicator to start paying attention to it.
Yep. Which makes sense.
And as you can see, I put it slightly behind. Where's my notification? Right? Yeah, it's like slightly. I just dragged it, but it's just
That's
slightly
funny.
behind the wall. Yeah.
When I do it, I'm doing it slightly in front of the wall.
Well, the only reason why I'm doing this one slightly behind is I'm not getting in on the front wall. I'm getting in at the 50% or the 66 on this one. So I just want to know when it's there because when it's there, it's getting closer to where I want to get in.
Yeah.
If I have it if I was going to buy off the front, I would have put it right in front of the front. You know what I mean? Just so you have that extra second to take a look. I did have to clean up a lot. It was funny. I was going through my charts and I'm like, oh gosh, you have a lot in here that needs to get cleaned up because that's no longer valid because there was a lot of movement. See, like this one right here. Okay, so that's a resistance line. Yeah, no, that one's good.
Now, what are we looking at? Because there's been volatility in what we're seeing in the market. So, what's the VIX look like here? The volatility index.
Yeah.
Volatility index. That's weird because we're seeing all of this volatility, but the VIX is going down.
Yep. And what do we have here? An E3 cross still.
Yeah, that's right. So
starting right here.
So we're watching. Yeah, that was what several days ago, a couple days ago.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're watching gold for a trade, and I have my alert too. I've got it just above the front wall because that's where I do it, and then I'll watch. At the same time, yeah, I'm thinking, we've got the 66 there.
Yep.
And which the 66 has been holding.
Yep.
So I would look to at least move my stop loss much closer at that time if I didn't get out.
Yeah, but we got the 50% line right here too on this demand zone. So that's like, I'm just waiting for the pullback here. And Donnie also stressed one other thing. He's like, we've talked about it before, but I want to stress it again. He's like, once price closes above a moving average, once it closes above, always wait for the retest. It's coming. He's like, always expect it and wait for the retest. He's like, let me repeat that again. And he said it multiple times. So he's definitely trying to drive that point home today.
So once price closes above, or for that matter, it worked the same in reverse.
Exactly. It does work the same in reverse.
You've got to wait for that retest. Because if you jump in beforehand, you could end up taking that retest in the wrong direction and potentially hitting a stop loss.
Yeah, and you know what saved me a lot of money by not making bad decisions is when a candle closes. Oh, I'm up, dude. Euro USD, I got in on that, and that is killing it right now. Sorry, I didn't expect to do that. I just saw that spike.
Wow, still.
Yep.
I thought it had almost run its course, so I didn't jump.
Yeah. No, I wish I put more on it. Um, what else do we have above it? Just out of curiosity. I mean, oh, we got all kinds of stuff over here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a zone there, and that's not that. That's still a little ways up, though.
Yep. And then we have, I'm just going to do this right here. My gosh, I don't like the sensitivity of this, but I will go in and adjust this in a second. All right, so that's resistance line in base, and then I got a resistance line in high right here. Resistance line in high. Now, what I've been doing is to make sure I got some accuracy here. Oh,
Yeah.
Get that back there. I did not mean to grab that. I will zoom in significantly on this. And make sure that I actually have it touching and in the right spot. So like I want this right there, and I want this down here. And that's good. I'm good with that.
Now you're sounding like Donnie. It's got to be exact.
Yep. Well, that's why, again, once it snaps to it, I'm even happier, but we're not there yet. Oh, he did say today that the TP1 is changing next week.
In what way?
He said right now TP1 is set hard to 20 pips because that's what we've been going for. He's like, you've all been doing this long enough now. We're changing TP1 to structure. It's like, that was just to teach you how to get wins. He's like, so now that we know how to get wins and we know about 20 pips, etc., he's like, now we're gonna move TP1 to structure. Dude, that is going.
Nice. That to me is huge, because
yeah,
you look at where structure is, and a lot of times you'll go for TP2, or like even I've gone 50% between TP1 and TP2.
Yep.
Because I know it's going to go beyond that, but I don't know how far. But if it's designed for structure, then TP1 should be, I guess, a little bit more accurate to what a TP1 should be, so you can maximize TP1, take profit one. That's how I'm taking that, anyways.
Yep. And I'll say this too. I mean, when I got in on this just because of our conversation. So this is a huge benefit. I wasn't planning on jumping in on this, but I like the movement. This being above the 50 and spiking up, and being above Jerome, and being pointing straight up. I'll take my $2 win and jump out of that. And then this one over here, when you went to the 4 hour, it was doing the same.
Mm-hmm.
Again, above the 50, pointing straight up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And actually, what did it do? It hit the 66 in the 4 hour.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Just about, just like right there, I almost kissed it. So, and by the way, folks, for those of you who are new, just checking in on this, I just want to point something out. So we'll talk about $2 or $20. A lot of times it's small numbers, or it seems like it's small numbers. That's pretty deceiving, because all we have to do, we're learning to get good at this, right? And as you get good at it, all you do is you just increase your lot size. If you go from a lot size of 0.01 to a lot size of 0.1, right? So let's say at 0.01, we're talking $1 on a trade. Well, 0.1 would be $10 on a trade. 1.0 would be $100 on a trade. So you just, as you get better and you understand really what you're doing, you're really comfortable, or you're getting comfortable to the point where you say, all right, I could always be cautious, but now you can continue to increase that lot size and scale your profits. That's so it doesn't matter what number you're playing with. So if you say, hey, you know what, I really want to learn this, but I have a lot of money to lose. Well, first of all, anything you put in, you could lose. You got to always keep that in mind. But you can start with paper money, just a demo account, and learn. When you're ready to go to real money, start off with small lot sizes, 0.01, whatever it is, and which 0.01 is the smallest we can do, and then build up from there. But it makes it so that you can learn this and learn it with real money without costing yourself a fortune if you make some mistakes. Because guess what? Mike, have you and I made a few mistakes?
Just a couple.
Just a couple. We made a ton. I've made a ton. Maybe you made a couple. I made a ton.
A couple hundred at least.
Yeah. And you trade more than me. I
Yeah.
might do, a few trades a week just because of my schedule. You're trading a lot more than that. And you're just in front of a computer where you're able to do it more, which is great, with the way that you're able to set your schedule. But I'll tell you, whether it's every extra trade you can do, if you're paying attention, the thing is, and this is a recommendation. I'm actually going to make one simple recommendation. As you're learning and when you make a trade, whatever the result is, my recommendation is study that result. Why did it happen? What happened? Was it a win? Great. Study why. What led up to it, right? If it wasn't a profitable trade, look at why, right? Did you get in when you shouldn't have gotten in? What was your entry like? What was your exit? Did you have your stop loss wrong? There's so many things we can look at. So we're not making recommendations on what you should trade or how you should trade, but I will share that for me is huge because I'm learning, even though there's smaller trades, I'm learning from each one of those and getting better.
Agreed. The other thing too is like I just had a 201 lot win on euro. I'm sorry, 201 pip win. Okay.
I know what you meant. Thank you for
But I only did a 0.01 lot because again, I have that one account that I grew is going from $25.
Yeah.
Okay. Super low. That counts up to $45. Okay. I don't trade it often. I maybe take one trade. Maybe I probably take 3 or 4 trades a week.
Okay.
On that account. I don't do a lot with it. And once that account gets over 50, it's transferring to GNT, by the way, because it's just not worth it. And then I'm going to grow it from there. Mm-hmm. But that account's staying in Euro USD because I want to see how much I can grow it just using Euro USD for that account.
But that was 0.01 as a lot size. You took how many pips?
201. So I made $2.01. Yeah.
Right. So then the numbers make sense, guys, as you're learning, right? So that $2.01, if instead of 0.01, it was 0.1, that would have been $20. Again,
right.
1.0, that would have been, $100. $200, I should say.
Yeah.
So it is that simple. So you can scale this once you get good at this. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So you don't have to practice as much as you want. When you're ready, move it up a little.
Well, Donnie was stressing that too. He's like, if you're getting $5, $6 wins, he's like, increase your lot size. The losses that I said that I had $100 or ballpark of losses on the gold side, it's because I was doing 0.05 lots.
Yeah.
I could have done smaller. And again, too, I'll probably have that recovered today is what I expect. But I mean, this is what it's kind of funny that I was saying this because it's happening right now. So I had said to you earlier about, I was like, oh, what saved me a lot of money? And then I looked at the euro and I was like, squirrel. And I saw the euro shooting up to the roof. So I jumped over there.
Yeah.
But exactly what happened here. Okay. So euro went up. Okay. Then what did the candle do when it finished? It closed above here. So which, first of all, makes this a demand zone.
Yeah.
So that's a 1 hour demand zone. What is it right now?
Two?
It's flipped 1. So that becomes flip 2.
Yeah.
It just saves me time to having to go back and forth. Flip 2. Okay. This resistance line, let me see where this was created. That's been broke 1, 2, 3. That's gone. This resistance line is gone. It's been broke 3 times. This is a demand zone flipped 1.
So it shouldn't be flip 2 also?
Nope, because it was a supply zone, and this is the first time it got flipped.
Got it. Okay. Yep.
But what I wanted to point out is I don't know how far the replay goes back, but if we were to go back to this candle right here, this started off growing. It started off bullish.
Yeah.
And Donnie always almost says, like, caution yourself against that initial bullish or that initial whatever it does initially, it often turns around.
I've
Like
been
you
caught by that multiple times,
yeah.
whether it's
So
sell or buy. Yeah, it does turn around.
and that
Uh,
saved me so much money, that simple conversation, because I FOMO'd a lot out of the beginning, and
yeah,
not in a bad way, but I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna can jump on this trade and look for the continuation, and I'm gonna take this up because this is going. Look, even the candle just started and it's still up." And no,
yep. And gold, you can erase a gain in mere
seconds.
milliseconds, it seems. Before you can press that trigger. So,
Yep.
but great stuff. So we know that we are watching gold right now. It's at 46.17, 46.16 in that range. We're looking for it to get down to 46.05 to 4600 and potentially take a buy at that point. So we'll
Yep.
keep watching it, but it is getting closer. So,
Yep.
but with that,
And I'm
we are at time.
yep.
And but hopefully you all enjoyed this and you get a little something out of it, maybe a lot of something. And we will be back here tomorrow, approximately 10:15 a.m. streaming live. And Mike, any closing words, my friend?
Nope, just noticing that the 20 is about to cross the 66 around 8 a.m. tomorrow based on the current numbers. So just keep an eye on that because that is an indication. It's not a perfect T3 cross, but it is a cross.
Yes.
So it is something that we need to pay attention to. So gold, again, recommendation for the day, look for it to pull back around here. Again, this is just what I'm doing. This is not any expert advice, like you've said earlier, but looking for it to pull back right around that 4,600. For me, I'm probably going to wait for it to come back to the 45.97 till it gets right to the 66, and then I'll jump in.
Yeah. Yeah, that 66 is my trigger. I've got, like I said, right above the front wall is where I'm starting to monitor it.
Yep.
But then I'll take it down. I don't want to get into the front wall. I want to get in later. I used to always get into the back wall. Now I'm looking at a few other triggers, but in this case, the 66 would be my game there.
What other thing? Look at that.
Yeah,
V correction, drop below the 50.
huge V correction.
And if you go to the one's heading down and is now below Jerome.
Yeah.
So just again, stuff to pay attention to.
Awesome stuff. Well, hey, thanks, Mike, and thanks all for being here. We will see.